Welcome once again to Inlandia Literary Journeys. I'm John Bender, Metro Editor of the Press Enterprise and PE.com, and I'm here with Orlando Ramirez, Editor of La Prensa. Orlando, I understand we have a special treat on our show today.
Yes, John. Today we have 4 students from the Cal State San Bernardino MFA program in poetry. They will be sharing their poems with us and also telling us a little bit about themselves.
Some of the finest young writers around, and I'm glad we have them today.
Hi there, Orlando Ramirez again. I'm here with Isaac Escalera, who is one of the grad student poets at Cal State San Bernardino in the MFA program there. Isaac, are you from the IE?
Yeah, definitely. Born and raised Rialto, so I grew up there all my life.
So how does the IE find its way into your work?
Everywhere. Actually, a lot of my poems are centered in the IE and some San Gabriel Valley. But definitely, the culture. A lot of my poems are centered in Hispanic culture, Latino culture, and as well as other cultures of the Inland Empire. Just kind of always find their way in there. There's no way of getting around it for me.
Sure. So when you're looking for inspiration, are you looking for inspiration from within yourself, outside yourself? Where does it come from?
It's a little everywhere. Sometimes it is myself, just kind of masked in different ways and different characters or, voices or whatnot. But sometimes it's as simple as, just driving down the street and then seeing, like a swap meet and there's some guy picking out a guitar and just like, wow,
Yeah.
That's cool. That's culture, or seeing, just a poem we're going to read today about folk dancers, we're at the park and, you see these these dancers there, and it's just a real beautiful way of celebrating, I think the community, kind of living that culture, and that's something I always wanted to bring to my poetry.
Sounds very good. Why don't you go ahead and share your poems with us?
Okay. So I'll begin with this one. This is Folk Dancers in the Park, and this is the one I was just talking about. Her dress is a swirl of hazy reds, greens, blur, and what could be her gripping wings. She dances beside 3 other girls, who also do not speak a lick of Spanish. She's only half embarrassed, looking out on the grass where old veterano in lokes and a tank top grips his beer can, pale knuckles, vida. He whistles the last 5 notes of each song, and with that, she never twirls her skirt again. All right, this next poem's titled The Tailor's Daughter, and it's a tribute to Edie Garmay, who had passed away last month. So this is The Tailor's Daughter. She sings a song so sweet, pigeons on wire coo, awe, and wonder, their eyes curious black worlds fixated on the angel of the Bronx, songstress of the city. Her voice rides hazy city sky, through windows, lovers dance with her voice. Es la historia de un amor, pouring over their lips. They dance until they are old shadows still twisting in the curtains. Her angel voice, younger than ever, hangs tender pain, brutal affection, amor, amor, amor.
That was a great poem. I'm sure that for a lot of Latinos, Edie Garmay is one of those icons that we are sure going to miss. Thank you for your reading, Isaac. And up next, we have KL Straight. We're here with KL Straight, one of the MFA students at the Cal State San Bernardino Creative Writing Program. And tell me, KL, what does that mean?
KL is actually, it's just my initials. It's nothing romantic. It's just for Kelly Lynn.
So Kelly Lynn, what kind of, as I asked Isaac, where do you get your inspiration from? What do you?
I actually get my inspiration from a number of different sources. I do believe that we need to look inward in order to gaze outward. So I do write things that are specific to my experiences. But I also think that it's important with poetry that we gaze outward and that we write about those experiences as well. Because there's a reason that poets and writers are some of the first people that get rounded up when an authoritarian regime comes into power, because words have the power to move people. And by moving people, you can change the course of history. So I think that poetry is very, very important in that respect.
Well, very good. Let's change some history right now.
Okay.
Will you please read some poems for us?
Certainly. My first poem is about female genital mutilation. It's something that's very important to me. It's one of my causes. because women who have undergone the female genital mutilation are 30% more likely to die in childbirth. And there's a 20% increase of the child dying in childbirth, as well as suffering brain damage because the cervix cannot dilate sufficiently because of the excess scarring. So this poem is called An Exorcist in Getta's Garden. Grizzled nails pry, open pink bud, 3 years old. Her tongue sprays spittle, pokes through the toothless gap, a dance in the maw. Hunched, she does not stop to talk to the plants. With a surgeon's squint, rusted, razor raised severs, each petal held in the pride of a mother's hand. Jabs, carves away the trembling most pistils, slices downy babe calyces to the quick. Corolla, slashed, removed, sewn shut. Anguish shrieks drenched through, reverberate in historic bones, echoes of millennia. Balded vultures scrap for tradition, devoured, discarded, dirt. Gorge and gag coagulated, sewn shut. Darkening puddles and circles of sisters quiver to the heartbeat of drums, broken. Sticks shoved placeholders for matrimonial wreaths, scaffolding trellis to acceptance, the unclean amputated, the unconsecrated tied. Blessed not by Yahweh, Allah, or Jesus, sewn shut. Veil-bound bloom wilts beneath soot-blackened sackcloth, silent. Scarred leather stretches, smiles wholly disappear, reduced. Past match-head void no fingertip has touched, sanguine exudate weeps, abandon. Copper chalice overflows, malignant, sap. Tears asunder, drowning. Parched throat cracked, desert chasms, the yawning pit of no bottom and no walls. Bought and sold so many goats the price of labial pedigree. Shrouded institution swathed in ritual. The gardener yanks his prize by the roots and carries it home, slices open captive purchase wedged between quaking stems. Pollinous stamen penetrates, bores seed deep into the womb that cradles civilization, far from home. Blown, dust gathered on the Scirocco wind, germinates another generation, born for grafting and pruning, dead-headed weeds. And then the next piece I have for you is something that is inspired by an experience more local. I was actually in a grocery store parking lot, and I saw a woman with such anguish on her face. And I don't know if she lost her cat or if she had been left behind, but this poem comes out of my imaginings at how she was feeling, and it's called She Was. She was across the street from a classic car show. She thumbs a troll doll keychain, 68 bronze GTOs waxed, purple engines gleam, chromed out horses, belly sided up in the sun. She waits, tire black eyes rim lined. Deep in her heavy vinyl face, she wonders if she's a classic yet. She remembers diddling suspensions in those back seats necked with long-haired boys who wanted to be rock stars, back when they were new, back when everyone was going to be somebody. When the rear view mirror looked back fresh flushed, she was going to be somebody's wife now. Her tattoos have spread faded into the seams of her cracked skin, limp sagged like her. Dreams tatter, peeling plastic sacks, welfare bought in the creaky shopping cart that she bumper leans against and shivers in her threadbare denim cut off too tight and troll t-shirt, tank top too small, gnawed holes in it. She waits for long-haired boys with heavy bags, her razor-cut hair short dyed dull. She waits listening to war. Rumble roar closes her eyes, a car braked on her once cherry lips, now with holes in the bottom sides of her shoes. She waits. She always was on the wrong side of the street.
Very powerful. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for visiting us with us again today here at Inlandia Literary Journeys. Every Tuesday, look for the column that is printed in the Press Enterprise newspaper. There is also a blog that is currently on pe.com, which is updated throughout the week. And come every week to watch our great videos that we do here. Thank you for your time. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.